Good evening, Yellow Jacket Nation. Welcome back to another episode of Catch a Buzz. My name is Ryan King, here with my brother and co-host Sean King. Coming at you with a little bye-week episode. Just going to touch on a few kind of random tech topics, not necessarily directly football on the field related, at least. More so just kind of the outlook for some of the rest of the season, I guess, specifically where Tech is ranked, as well as just some of the comments that he made in his presser today that I think both Sean and I thought were pretty solid things to hear. We'll see if it gets backed up. But starting with the rankings, as everybody is aware, the college football playoff rankings came out this past Tuesday, and Tech was ranked 17th. Now, I don't necessarily disagree with the ranking. I think that Tech deserved to fall after the NC State game. The defense was really weak. But my issues stem more so with how other teams around the country are ranked in comparison to Tech and some of the other teams. Sean, do you have initial thoughts on the rankings?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where my head's at as far as obviously, when you're an 8-0 team and you lose late in the season right before the committee comes out with their poll, it's not going to do you any justice, especially to a mid-tier ACC team at NC State. And really the defense just got exposed. Now, whether or not other teams will be able to pick up on that, that's besides the point. But just seeing some of these two lost SEC teams ahead of them, like Texas, who I feel has just been in the shitter all year. Vandy still, or are we in front of Vandy? We might be in front of Vandy. Utah, it's just
Vandy is 16.
Yeah. So they're ahead of us. That's what doesn't make sense to me. And then I know they take strength of schedule into high regard, but you were one of 6 teams still undefeated before that week, and you drop us below 4 or 5 SEC teams, a Virginia team who hasn't looked that great. It's just we can't really blame them. We should have went into NC State and handled business, and now this is what we got to deal with. So,
yeah, I think that my issues more so stem with what seems to be the committee's overarching view of the ACC. Virginia's your highest ranked team at 11, barely inside the top 12. You've got Louisville right behind them. And I guess, I've seen some people post about
14.
this. No, I believe they're 11.
No, Virginia is 14, Louisville's 15.
They really are. Okay, so yeah, no teams are in the top 12. I'm not sure what I was looking at earlier that made me think that. But yeah, so no teams in the top 12 for the ACC, which I think is just like
bracket.
Batshit. I mean, it makes no sense how you could have 2 8-1 teams in the ACC. One of them is 17 and one is 14. I mean, come on. I understand the optics of it, but one of my main issues, things that doesn't make sense to me, is Miami being down there at 18. Why is that 2-loss ACC team that was number 2 in the country a few weeks ago all the way down at 18, 8 spots behind Notre Dame, who they beat? Who
because
also
they lost to
ACC
teams.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So there's just this clear lack of respect for, I guess, the level of competition in the ACC and the quality of the teams that are in the ACC amongst the committee, which is really concerning as far as Tech's aspirations for the college football playoff might be if they don't win the ACC, if they're going to be an at-large bid. I mean, I think that these rankings kind of show you it's you better win the conference or we're not putting you in, because not only that, they're clearly not watching the games because, as I'm sure everybody has already seen the head of the committee comes out and says, yeah, on Saturday, Georgia Tech came out and got dominated on both sides of the ball. And it's like, okay, I guess these guys can't even look at the box score. Hayes King has 500 yards of offense by himself, and we're saying they got dominated on both sides. It's like, all right, they're paying no attention. They seem to have just made up in their mind that the ACC sucks, and that's just kind of going to be the way that we're viewed the rest of the season. I mean, if that's their position now, it's not going to change by the end of the year.
Unfortunately, that's the case. And I think we've kind of seen it all year just with how they've been ranking us. And I think the only reason they had Miami that high is because they beat Notre Dame and beat who else did Notre Dame beat? Or Miami beat? Or was it just the Notre Dame win?
I think they beat LSU, right? First game of the year? Or no, that was Clemson. Clemson played LSU.
Clemson lost to them.
I know. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, I mean, it's
the problem now is that I was reading something this week that say Virginia was to drop a game in the ACC and they were to have one loss, finish the year with one loss in the ACC, and Louisville wins out, I think those two make it. From what this dude said. Now, I don't know if that's the case. I don't know how Virginia would get in over us if we'd have the better record or whatnot. The ACC tiebreaker rules are just so stupid as far as like a three-way tie or more. It gets really hairy, and yeah, it just gets real messy. So if that's the case, we need Virginia to drop to Wake Forest and Duke, which...
Well, yeah, and it just, like, it makes absolutely no sense how record isn't the, like, immediate tiebreaker after your ACC record. I don't understand how you could be 11-1 Louisville and 10-2 Virginia, yet somehow they're in over one of those 11-1 teams. That makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
But if that's the way it's going to be, that would be, just another. I feel like the only thing that the ACC as a conference has done positive this year has been the official replays, getting to listen in on that.
Which everyone needs to do. That's been the highlight.
Yeah, there has got to be accountability amongst officiating. I was actually talking about this earlier today. You start looking around at how prevalent betting is in sports now. I mean, every platform is advertising, some betting website. It's only a matter of time before some of these players or some of these coaches get caught up in some of this. And the same can be said for officiating. I feel like the concern is on the coaches and the players, but these guys can literally decide how a game is decided. So, that's just a little offshoot, but that is something that I think needs to be addressed. Yeah, you need to remove.
Fair going into this bye week.
In what sense?
Like, as far as rankings go next Tuesday, you think we drop, or do you think like we've got to hope for teams to lose?
Yeah,
I mean, you want teams in front of us to lose, but. Like, do you see anyone behind us moving up? Like, Miami wins another one, they're going to move up because I think they play Pitt. No, I think they play Pitt next week.
No, yeah, they played them when we play BC. I don't know. I mean, that'll be interesting to see. I think it's just pretty much completely dependent on what the teams ahead of you and behind you do. That'll
I think
kind of
just got to worry about ourselves.
Happens.
I mean,
that's all you can do.
You got to absolutely demolish. You have to demolish Boston College, and you got to go and beat a really good Pittsburgh offense. Which, after last Saturday, doesn't make me feel good.
No, Yeah, Boston College, if coming off a bye, if you don't go up there and just like beat them by 40 points, I'm gonna start getting concerned that we'll be going 9-3, based off of how Pitt has been playing. I mean, they've been putting up what 40, 50 points every single game since this guy has been their quarterback. So that's definitely concerning.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things about that NC State matchup was I feel like it was obviously a tough matchup for Tech, as evidenced by what happened on the field on Saturday. But too much of the discussion, I think, was about C.J. Bailey being like a mobile quarterback and us not being able to contain them. The dude had 100 yards all year going into that game, and he had a bum ankle after like the first quarter. So I mean, it wasn't that. He threw the ball for 400 yards.
Yep.
And you got no pass rush and played zone all game and got, I mean, just absolutely obliterated. But
And just blew zone coverages. I mean, you had guys wide ass open all game long. Just such a horrible game for the defense to just completely fold. No, it wasn't a great called game by Blake, and again, having Amari and Jai out is just crucial to this secondary success, I think. I just don't think we have the depth yet. I would have rather seen Penson out there and Tay Harris all game, but
yeah, at that point, I mean, the way you're getting diced up. Yeah, I mean, the way you're getting diced up out there, I don't see why you're not just throwing bodies to see if anybody is going to go out there and make a play. I mean, I don't know if there's a single play in the game that we just stood up a guy at the point of contact. Yeah, I mean, it was just a complete failure in all facets on the defensive side of the ball. Yeah, I mean, you can't. Sure, you can point at the offense and say that they should have scored on those two possessions inside the 10, but it's like, okay. They shouldn't have to literally score a touchdown on every drive in order to win a game. Yeah. I mean, they put up 36 and 500-plus yards of offense. You can't be
we were
upset
2
with
of
them.
6 in the red zone touchdown scored.
Yeah, which is
but again,
obviously not good. But
can't score every time.
No, I mean, you're going to get stopped unless you're playing Georgia Tech. But we don't need to rehash all of that necessarily tonight. I mean, you know, we did our instant reaction. Sean went on Rec Talk and Sea Dog. Shout out to them for having us on Monday night. But you know, if you want to hear more of our thoughts on that, just go check out those couple videos there. But I guess, like, in some positive news, somewhat, in Key's press conference today, he got asked about.
I do want to apologize to everyone. Friday night, I was just trimming up my so-called beard, my patchy beard, and decided to just shave it off. And I don't really think I had shaved really all season. I trimmed it, but never really fully shaved it off, and wasn't the outcome we wanted. So on behalf of Jacket Nation, I apologize, and it won't happen again. So we're natty bound now.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a work event, so I decided to just take it all off. Couple baby faces over here right now, but yeah. So Key, in his bye-week presser today, got asked about something along the lines of interviewing for other positions, other opportunities, and he had a pretty great response to that, I think. I mean, was essentially just saying that, anytime he's not spending with his family, he spends every waking moment trying to build this program, and then the end drops a little bar saying, if you want to know what colors I bleed, or what do you say? You want to know what colors I bleed? Slice me open and find out or something? Or flip it, something
I
like
think
that?
it was slice me open and see what color I bleed or something.
Yeah. Which is great to hear. I mean, the thing is, I think we're all aware that Tech is actively working on, maybe not necessarily an extension, but a very significant raise for Key based off of how this year is going. So, I mean,
You can't let the coach who has completely turned your program around just walk. I mean, that's
saved the program,
that
probably.
would be the biggest fumble. Yeah, really. But you still also don't know if there's a number out there. I mean, I think there's no doubt, but you never know. Greed's a crazy thing.
Yeah. I don't foresee that ever happening. I mean, we've said that ever since rumors started flying. I think the only reason the rumors even start is that you have these just these obnoxious fan bases from these big universities that they just look around and see, oh, this guy at Georgia Tech, they're having a good year. He doesn't want to be there. He's definitely looking to leave. They don't even know he's an alum. They know nothing about him. They're just like, oh yeah, we'll go get this guy. It's like, the fuck you all. I've never.
Yeah, no. Even
been
I posted that on my Instagram story. One of my buddies slid up and just said he's gonna look good as an Auburn Tiger next year. And I was like, oh yeah, makes sense. Just random motherfuckers like that who just talk out of their ass, and people see it, start liking it, get some attention, blow it up, and just turns absolutely nothing into something.
Yeah, but it's always going to be a nothing burger, at least for the foreseeable future, in my opinion.
No, I mean,
I'll
he
eat
said
crow if
3,
I'm wrong,
5, 10
but-
years.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not concerned about that, but it's still good to hear it addressed, especially the way that Key did it. I think was for those fans out there that might have been concerned. I think that hearing comments like that should set your mind at ease a little bit. He's not going anywhere. Hopefully, that's a good thing. He needs to get his ass on the recruiting trail. I will say that.
I have seen some news this week where a few 4-stars were in their Final Four.
Yeah, we've got a few 4-stars that have started coming out with things like that. I'm sure it'll start to come together towards the end of the season, but it is just a little frustrating because what did we finish last year? Were we top 20? I want to say we
It
were.
was either like 19 or like 20, maybe it was 21 or something, but 47's not going to cut it.
No, and I think I'm sure it'll improve, but it's one of those things where it's like we're 8-1. How have we not had like a few 4-stars committing right now? You would think that this is gonna like kind of jumpstart the recruiting trail, and it hasn't necessarily seemed like that. Maybe there's a lot of higher rated recruits that are just wanting to see the season play out a little bit more. I'm not sure, but it is a little concerning. That is something that I mean, it's incredibly important in college football. I don't care what anyone says. You will not have a successful program trying to pull people out of the portal every year. You can supplement with the portal, but the way that you build your team is still through recruiting high-level talent and actually developing them into great players. So, and we've been talking about it. We've been seeing it on the defense. We've been saying, the talent still just isn't there. And it's not. I mean, that's the reason that you can have NC State walk in and start just shoving you around on that side of the ball all night. You're just not talented enough to bow up and stand up to it. And I don't know if that's all of it, because I feel like there are guys on the defense that are capable of that. And nobody showed up. It was
Well, that was the problem. We were missing two of the best,
yeah.
our best pieces in the secondary. But supposedly, I mean, NC State's defense was depleted too, and I mean, we ran all over it, so that doesn't say much. But like,
well, all night we were sitting there
where were we
asking. We were sitting there asking all night. Once NC State started getting inside the 20, we had seen it the last couple of games. It's like, all right, are we going to bow up and get a little goal line stand here, force a turnover? And it just never came. I mean, they just scored at will. But yeah, I don't know. Recruiting has got to improve. I believe that it will, but it's just,
I think
like
2027 we're ranked 23rd or something.
Okay. Well, that's off to a better
weird.
start then. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that we'll end up closing, relatively strong, but it's hard to see us getting higher than like that 20 range, give or take a couple spots. And it just seems like a year where you should have been like breaking top 15, maybe like having the best recruiting class at Tech since like 05 or 04, whatever that Calvin class was, or like that 08 class.
Look, I'm telling you, you win your your game. You win game 12 in the Benz. That'll help a lot.
Yeah, that will certainly go a long way. That might even get you some flips depending on how the game goes. So, yeah, I mean that's the reason that it's just such a important game every single year. I mean, obviously we've been bending over and taking it for the better half of a decade now, but it has so many implications outside of just the game that you play once a year. I mean, so many recruits will make their decision. Sometimes it can be heavily influenced by the outcome of that game or just the outcome of the previous couple games that they may have been watching while they're getting recruited. And, I mean, look at the 8 overtime game last year. I mean, at the very worst, I don't think it changed anybody's mind if you're Tech. At best, it's like, oh my God, they almost beat Georgia. Like, I think that makes a big impact on guys, even if they're already committed. I think it makes a big impact to be like, yeah, I'm definitely staying here. I want to be a part of this. So I think it'll get there. I just thought it was going to be a little better, and maybe it still will be. I mean, maybe you'll get a few real solid guys to come in.
Hopefully. And it needs to be on the defensive line. I mean, that's for damn sure. And you need to get a more versatile linebacker. I mean, we're Falcons fans, and I mean, Divine Diablo this year just came in and changed the linebacker room for the Falcons. I mean, just having that speed to be able to cover, be able to rush the quarterback is big. And we don't have the speed on the front seven like we need to in order to be efficient at getting to the quarterback and just wanting to compete and just be a dominant team. Because the more our offense has the ball in their hands, the uglier it gets for the other team.
100%, and I think that is one of the most glaring issues with Tech's defense, really as a whole, is just that there seems to really be a lack of athleticism. The D linemen can't get around anybody. They just get bullied up there. The linebackers are slow. They are not agile. I mean, they just get torn apart in coverage, and then they're not very good at getting to the quarterback. So it's just been a really weak, or relatively weak room this year. The secondary is all right when you're fully healthy, but I mean, when we're banged up, you are kind of seeing the results of that, especially this past week, of course. But yeah, I don't know. I'm pivoting real quick. I will say I've just got ESPN pulled up. I feel like they have been waiting so long to tear us apart just for taking a loss. I mean, the moment that we lose, all of a sudden it's article after article. bottom 10, Georgia Tech's perfect season wrecked. Just like all of these articles, like, just like implying that like the season is done. It's like, we lost a game. What are you talking about? Makes me wish we were in the SEC. You could just lose to, let's see, who? What top 25 team? Who's the lowest rated SEC top 25 team? I'm curious about that.
Probably Missouri or...
Yeah, let's see. So Tennessee
Missouri.
is at 25. They're 6-3.
Oh, they are ranked. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
they're 6-3, and you already know that if we lost to Tennessee 48-36, they'd be like, it's a quality loss. We probably would have dropped like 3 spots,
Yep.
4 spots. We'd be sitting inside the top 12. But no, it's NC State, so their ass. That means your ass. So bend over. May I have another, sir? 8 times,
Yeah,
all the way
CJ
down
Bailey's
to
ass. Their running backs are
Yeah.
ass. Their
It
it is what it is.
Very
I mean,
frustrating.
it's just the power of the name. I there's not much else you can say. People are brainwashed.
Yeah, and the problem is that like they try to
People,
point to
as in the
examples like
press
Vanderbilt.
and players. I mean, all the top recruits go there because that's the brand, that's the name that's been built up to be the best.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you have teams like Vandy who don't have the name recognition, but they're in the SEC, so it doesn't matter. They're playing SEC teams, so it's like they reap all the benefits when they do happen to have a decent year. Meanwhile, Tech is having an incredible year, and the moment that you drop a game, it's just, I mean, belt to ass. You better win the rest of your games, basically. Is what you're being told. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess we can kind of wrap things up. I mean, it's a bye week. We don't have to go too crazy. But I mean, I guess just what are you hoping to see out of Tech this coming week against Boston College? Like, what would help restore some of your confidence?
Another Syracuse type game. Defense force some turnovers. Hopefully we get Amari back. Maybe we might save him for Pitt. We really just want to see how the defense responds. I mean, I'm not worried about this offense. Buster has been on his shit the past few games. Obviously, you want to turn some of those stalled out drives in the red zone into touchdowns, but no, like, I mean, I really hadn't had a problem with the defense all year. You know, we were bend but don't break, and really gave our offense a chance to come back in games where they were stagnant for 4 or 5 drives. The defense bowed up and got some key stops in some games that really let us come back in them and end up winning them, and just have no idea what happened. Just blown coverages. Yeah, just played soft as hell. So I want to see them come back out with a chip on their shoulder, and I think he will have them ready to do that, but there's only one way to find out.
Yeah, I am very excited to see just how they respond, because, I mean, we've seen Tech, obviously, the last couple of years. We've seen Tech the last couple of years have bad losses and then bounce back very strong. And those are years where we're winning, 7 games. So I'm curious how that may change being 8-0 and then dropping a game, as opposed to being 4-3 and losing a game. Does that negatively impact your psyche at all, or is it are enough of the guys going to use it as like okay, we're not invincible, we just have to absolutely work our asses off the rest of the season? I'm hoping that that's going to be the case. I'm sure that that's what Kia is going to be expecting. So, and here's the thing. I mean, I believe in them. They haven't given me a reason not to outside of the defense in one game. So I'm not going to sit here and the sky isn't falling. Unless we lose every single game the rest of the way, which is not going to happen. I'm going to be happy with the season. I mean, even if you lose a close game to Pitt and lose a close game to Georgia, I'm not going to be happy. But like, still went 9-3. I mean, that's probably right around the ceiling that most people had this year. You probably had Tech losing to Clemson, losing to Georgia, and then dropping one of your ACC games at one point in like a best case scenario. Maybe 10-2. But so I'm trying not to let the way that the season has played out get too into my head and make me too upset when we do drop a game, because none of us expected this team to go undefeated. So to even be at 8-0 was kind of a shock, and it was very fun. And you never should have lost to NC State. That's the thing.
Very fun. Very, very fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a blast so far, and you never should have lost to them, but most great teams don't go undefeated. Most great teams have a damn stinker, and they fall short at some point during the season. I mean, it happens to almost everybody. And one of the things you're learning about college football is that you better hope it happens in like week 2 or 3, because it'll be forgotten about by the time the playoff rankings come out. But either way, I mean, Tech controls their own destiny still, for the most part. I mean, just win out, and there's no question, obviously, you're in the playoff, even if the dumbass ACC tiebreaker doesn't work out. But where it's going to get really frustrating is if you win these next 2 games and you lose to Georgia, and you somehow get left out of the ACC championship. That would be pretty brutal. But I don't know. I just don't see the season ending that way. It feels like that is not going to be the case. It feels like this team is destined to play football late into the season, to me. Even if it's one playoff game, it just feels like they are going to get there.
Yeah, I think you hit it all on the head. I mean, everything's still in front of us. Really said everything I wanted to say. I mean, even if the tiebreaker doesn't work out and you don't get to Charlotte, luckily Georgia is a good team, and you've got that waiting for you at the end of the year to hopefully go out and make a statement to the committee. And, that's really all you can do at this point. I mean, if hopefully it's not another situation like Florida State. I mean, that was only a 4-team playoff, but so that shouldn't happen. There's no way an 11-1 team should be left out of the damn playoff.
No, they were undefeated.
I'll just go ahead and say that. But I'm talking about us this year. But yeah, Florida State was 13-0. Yeah, I mean, if we finish 11-1, there's no reason why Georgia Tech should not be in the college football playoff. Absolutely no reason.
Oh, and I don't think that it's even possible. I mean, because that would include a win over a top, unless Georgia drops like 2 games before we play them. I mean, that'll be like a top 5 opponent minimum. So,
yeah,
I mean, there's no way that they leave you out after that. If you're 11-1 and you beat them, I mean, you'll be completely fine. And if that's the case, please let Virginia and Louisville play for the ACC championship. That'd be great. I'd love to sit at home with a win over Georgia going to play in the playoff. I'd love the ACC championship. Don't get me wrong, but I also like the little bit less liability. But yeah, I mean, I think that's really all we got tonight, guys. I mean, please leave a comment. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know what you would like to see more of, if there's anything that we can do to improve. We're still new at this, so I think we got our bikes. Hopefully things are starting to get there a little bit. But yeah, just let us know. Let us know how you're feeling about Tech after this past weekend, and give us your predictions for how the Jackets finish out. give us a record, give us how far they make it into the postseason, if anywhere. We want to hear from you guys. I mean, that's why we do this. We like interacting with everybody.
Yeah, let us know down in the comments. I think we are going to try to do something more with other tech creators, so keep a lookout for that. But I got faith in this team, man. I got faith in Key. I've got faith in our players. We just got to keep headstrong. Continue off the season. You can't let this define you, especially on the defensive side of the ball. You just got to flush it. I mean, take what you can, learn from it and flush it. Because you sure as hell can't carry this down the row with you, and I definitely don't want to see 48 up on the scoreboard again from the other opponent. But yeah, love this team, man. Love them. They've given me a lot more excitement than I think I've ever had as a Tech fan my 24 years on this planet. So let's keep it going. That's all That's all you can ask for, and I think we are talented enough to go make a push and to play teams tight and give teams hell.
Well, and that's exactly what we're going to have to do and what I think we're going to do. So we'll see how the season plays out. But that's all we got, guys. Go Jackets.
To hell with them.